Masters from University of Malaysia and currently associated as a professor, Knight Foundation School of Computing and Information Services, Florida International University, USA, and consulting as Vice President, Product Innovation Center, ID Infinity ID Solution Private Limited. Prior to this, he has served in IT industries for 10 years as Hewlett Packard, NetApp, both in India and USA. Latesh is a pioneer in the field of quantum computing, cloud-based storage system, cybersecurity, and high-performance network computing. Latesh has published numerous papers and authored books in prestigious journals, conferences, and technical articles in reputed media like Springer, IEEE, ACM, LBCR, IT Next, HP, and NetApp Technical Library worldwide. Sir has presented 100 plus technical talks and presentations across globe in the field of quantum communication and security, cloud-based storage, computing, data protection, best cyber practices, Linux server management, and agile method of software development. He is an active research consultant and has investigated several projects in the area of cloud-based storage, cybersecurity, digital forensics, and artificial intelligence and machine learning at various IT industries, research organizations, and international collaborations, and has received close to 8 million USD research funds. Dr. Latesh, sir, has received several awards, including Distinguished Hewlett Packard Excellency Fellow and Best International Journal Award at Planetary Science Research Center, Indonesia. It's a privilege that sir is amongst us as a panelist.
Next, we have Dr. Pramod Tiwari, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Law, University of Delhi. Sir has pursued his Bachelor's of Law and Master's of Law from BHU. Sir has 12 years of teaching experience and has had more than 30 research articles and 2 books in credit. In addition to it, Sir has also supervised more than 30 LLM dissertations and also has delivered lectures as resources person in various institutions of the country, quite recently in January 2023. Impacted training of evidence and procedure to administrative officers in Gaya, Bihar. Sir has also judged many moot court competition, trial advocacy, Model United Nations and technical sessions in international and national conference as well. Sir has also acted as judicial officer in Assam Judicial Service for 1 year in the year 2009. It's a privilege that Sir is amongst us as panelists.
Next, we have with us Dr. Chola Raja M. Sir. He is an assistant professor at Campus Law Center, University of Delhi. Sir has obtained his LLB honors degree from Pondicherry University, Dr. Ambedkar Government Law College, Pondicherry. In 2010, he completed the LLM 2 years program with specialization in IPR and corporate law in 2012 at the deemed University of India Law Institute, New Delhi. In particular, his coursework at ILI was focused largely on law of intellectual property rights, bankruptcy, online contract issues, arbitration, and information technology. He also took courses in comparative constitutional law and comparative jurisprudence. He is a PhD holder with JRF and SRF from the Faculty of Law, University of Delhi, where his PhD topic was digital rights management in copyrights and other intellectual property rights. He has presented papers at international and national conferences and has published in the area of IPR, corporate law, information technology, constitutional and comparative constitutional law, jurisprudence, and interdisciplinary in intellectual property rights before making the transition to academia. Doctorate with sound knowledge and expertise in corporate law, having about 6 years of teaching experience, we are delighted by your presence, sir. It is a privilege that sir is amongst us as a panelist.
Moving forward, we have Dr. Rakesh Chandra. He has published Bachelor's of Law and Master's in RTS from Lucknow University. Sir then did his Master's in Law from B.S. Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Lucknow, and further pursued his PhD in Law from Lucknow University. Sir also holds a postgraduate diploma in agriculture extension management from National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management, Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh. Sir did PCS Phase B training from Duke Center of International Development from Duke University, Durham, North California, USA. In addition to it, he then did his post-graduation diploma in ecology and environment from India Institute of Ecology and Environment, New Delhi. Sir then was in Provincial Service, Civil Service, Uttar Pradesh, batch 1981. Sir superannuated in 2015 as Special Secretary Home Government of UP, Lucknow. Sir published books which includes collection of English poems, several Hindi books, law books such as Rights to Privacy in India with reference to information technology era. It's a privilege that Sir is amongst us as a panelist.
The panel discussion is a specific format that involves exchange of insights and views which were held in the conference. Our experts typically discuss the topic that have been brought up in the conference in the past 2 days and summarize the whole of it. Our panelists will draw out the conclusion involving the positive outcome of this conference. The platform is now open for discussion. I request our panelists to kindly move forward. The floor is open for discussion. All the panelists are requested to kindly move forward with the discussion.
Thank you, dear friends, for introducing the
Good morning.
esteemed panels. And it's a honor and privilege to be a part of such a wonderful, eminent personalities in this Senate and the forum. Since I missed my schedule, and I'm extremely sorry for that on the first day because it's late in the night in Florida. So I would like to listen from all the experts, those who are present on the first day. So based on their feeds, I would like to connect and probably add my thoughts at the end. Thank you very much.
Yes, I think may I start? Okay. Really, thank you so much for the great opportunity to me, my friend Vijay Srivastava and Vatika Saxena, the entire team, and the people, particularly the currently needed, the need of the hour of the topic, the emerging threat of cyber crimes and cyber securities, a way forward. If you look at that, currently without mobile, we know whether even children, 3-month old children also, they need ringtone sound and they need to look at the lights and they want to keep it in that mobile. Even if they want to have the food also, and when we give the mobile, and then only they try to get it, play and eating food also. That kind of level of the technology, that information technology, ICT and computers, mobile devices, various kind of devices. It's not only mobile, various kind of devices to do, including with the every aspect of human life. Even when we went to having the dinner along with the mobile or along with the tab or maybe in the bathroom, it should be always needed. Even rest time also, before rest also, within touchable distance only we keep it our mobile also, but we are not aware about what exactly the frequency data and census related issues also. So when we discussed about the title based, the great title made by the great team also, because the Amity University, the team really, I appreciate first, particularly the threat of cyber crimes and cyber security and the emerging conditions. So what exactly that cyber crime? If you look at that, it's not simply easily, we cannot say this is the only thing is the cyber crime. It's a very vast definition we had, that cyber crime. uh, one minute. Huh. If you look at that, when we come to that cyber crime, simply only few, what exactly, just one minute. One proper definition I want to make that. 1 minute.
Pramod sir,
Yes, yes.
Latesh sir, would you like to add anything?
Just wait 1 minute. 1 minute.
Sure,
I'm
sure.
I'm not yet finishing it.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, I'd look at the definition of the Government of India website only, because you know, they
All right.
made it a lot of items. For example, Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center, that I4C. We might be knowing that under the I4C, that's mean the four C is there: Cyber Crime Coordination Center. If you look at that under the I4C, the scheme of I4C, it's tried to mention that, try to protect and try to give the report and forensic lab report, the center, how the cybercrime related training center, ecosystem of the management about the cybercrime, and National Cybercrime Research and Innovation Center. These all are under the scheme of I4C. That is mean uh, Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center. If you look at this particularly the I4C scheme to act as a nodal point in the fight against the cybercrime, identify the research problem needs to the particular R&D activities, developing new technologies and forensic tools in collaboration with the academia within India and abroad. And again, this scheme, tried to prevent the misuse of cyberspace for further the cause of extremist and terrorist group. Then again, the scheme tried to make that suggestions of amendment if required in cyber laws to keep pace and fast changing technologies and international cooperations. Then again, the scheme tried to make it that to coordinate all activities related to the implementation of mutual legal assistance treaties, MILAT, if I know MLAT, with the other countries related to cyber crimes in consultation with the concerned nodal authority, the Ministry of MHA. If you look at that, the component of this I4C scheme is that the National Crime Threat Analytic Unit and the National Cybercrime Reporting Platform for joining the Cybercrime Investigation Team, then again National Cybercrime Forensic Laboratory and National Cyber Training Center, Cybercrime Ecosystem Management Unit, National Cybercrime Research and Innovative Center. The components, nearly 7 components, that try to make it. How we will do that? If we want to make it one by one, the TAU, that is National Cybercrime Threat Analytical Unit. In this unit, you try to give the platform for analyzing all pieces of vessels of cybercrime, produce the cybercrime threat intelligence report, and organize the periodic interaction on the specific cybercrime and centric discussion. Then again, this TAU create the multi-stakeholder environment for bringing together law enforcement specialists and the industry expert. If you look at this, come to the another part of the scheme, that the National Cyber Crime Reporting. They facilitate the report all type of cybercrime incident with a special focus on cybercrime against the women and children. And then again, automated rotating to the state UTs and information collected and try to give the awareness how it should be the increasing crime related about the cybercrime. And it is not only simply intimating that, it is giving the awareness also, the incident how should be reported and how should be the status should be maintained, that also. Then again, the platform joint cybercrime investigation. It's not only the particular person or particular department. It is trying to give the cybercrime investigation team to coordinate it. The intelligence lead coordinated action is the key cybercrime threats in the targets. And then again, the first step to join the identification, prioritization, preparation, and initiation of jurisdictional action against the cybercrime. If you look at this again, if you look at the ecosystem of that, National Cyber Forensic Laboratory, that ecosystem also tried to make it the key component that the forensic analysis and investigation of cybercrime as a result of new digital technology and techniques. It's not only the common can maybe the through the knowledge wise, it should be the special technology needed and special technique also needed. That is why they try to make it the cybercrime forensic laboratory ecosystems also, a center to support investigation process, NCFL, and associate central forensic science laboratory to be well equipped and well staffed in order to engage in analysis and the investigation activity in the technical development. Then again, the I4C also have another scheme, that National Cybercrime Training Center. So when we make it that how to protect and prevent that, we need the basic education regarding the protection of the cybercrime and cyber security. So in this matter, they try to make it the Cyber Crime Training Center, NCTC. If you look at that, this NCTC, it's tried to standardize of the course curriculum, focus on cybercrime, impact on containment and investigation, imparting the practical cybercrime detection, containment, and reporting training and simulated cyber environment, developed a massive open online courses and cloud-based training platforms also. The National Crime Training Center also focus on establish a cyber range of advanced stimulations and training on cyber attack and investigation of such cyber crime. Because when we said what exactly cybercrime, what exactly assistance needed, that we need the further update. Really, truly, if I want to say that the NCTC, the National Cybercrime Training Center, try to give the training, coordinate with the future production also. It is updating the knowledge for the scientific knowledge person we needed that. That is why it tried to give the courses, syllabus, and what exactly the reporting conditions, containment, detection, how it should be, what are the ways the investigation should be up to date. It is giving the training to the particular newcomers, and the already is person who are working, that person also, and new people also try to get the training. Then again, the cybercrime ecosystem management unit under the I4C, this cybercrime ecosystem management unit also developed the ecosystem to bring together academia, industry, and government to spread awareness in cybercrime and establish the standard operating procedure to contain the impact of cybercrimes and respond of the cybercrime. The provide support to the development all components of cybercrime, combating the ecosystem. It is connecting between the individual, academic, industry, government, and organization. How about this cybercrime awareness, creating the establishment and procedure and containment. It's all the majorly the four: individual to academic, academic to industry, industry government. Through all them, the ecosystem management also they try to manage that. Then again, if I want to say the seventh impact of the scheme of that I4C, that is Indian cyber cyber coordination team. That particularly the National Cybercrime Research and Innovation Center, it is trying to tracking the emerging technological development, proactively predict the potential vulnerabilities which can be exploited by the cyber criminals. It's not simply, if you look at the stages of the schemes under the I4C, the seventh one, particularly the National Cybercrime Research and Innovation Center, it is tracking the emerging technological development, productivity of the periodical vulnerabilities which can be exploited by the cyber criminals, to leverage the strength and expertise of all stakeholders, be it an academia or private sector or intergovernmental organization. Then again, it's a creative strategic partnership with all such entities in the area of research, innovation, focus on cyber crimes and cyber impact on the containment and investigations. If you look at that, the government of India, they try to make it to protect under the cyber crimes, the vulnerabilities, and even though we need to update frequently. That is why this particularly I4 scheme, particularly the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, through that we have that mechanism of that, the 7 setup also. So it will be tried to prevent to the malicious activities person, the cyber criminals. Even the law also assistant to that, but this is for the aspect of procedural aspect and controlling aspect and the development aspect of that, where the I4 scheme is try to function in India. But it is not only the legal scheme and what the laws only not going to protect about that. Each and every individuals also we want to give our consent. Otherwise, what will be happen that it is not able to protect it. It is not only one person. You understood that it is each and everybody. Both the hands should be the individual person, the academician, and the government and the non-government and the corporate and organization. All of them want to together work to curb the cyber crimes and security, because it's each and every aspect of the life, whether banking, whether going to normal ticket booking or maybe traveling. Okay, many kind of way the cyber crime we have that. That is if you look at this in our government of India website, cyber crime in 27 item they mentioned that these are the item. For example, hacking on, phishing, wishing, sexotism, many things. What exactly? Nearly 27 items they try to codify that. These are the I4 scheme try to protect in India regarding the cyber crimes and cyber victims also, and try to create the awareness also. And this is my humble submission that India, we have the best mechanism compared to all other world, but we want to update frequently, and we cannot reluctant or laziness. Each and every individual want to be more careful, and the government alone cannot do anything. That we also want to participate, then only we can get the proper justice and mechanism So this is my humble submission. So I expected my colleague Pramod Tiwari sir is there, and Latesh sir, and other expert members is there, and I'm expecting that I will go to learn something. I don't know whether they will go to accept my view of that, and whatever that that updatable suggestions and criticisms would be. I'm ready to learn that. Thank you so much for that such a great opportunity. The entire team of Amity Kualia, and particularly Vijay Sivastwa and Latesh and Vartika and the team of all the members. Yeah, thank you so much. I think my colleague, my friend Pramod sir also there. So I am expecting that sir lecturer also. I'm waiting for that.
Thank you. Thank you, Chola sir. Very wonderful input you have given to this August gathering. I was also very much happy to see you here. Actually, I'm not feeling well from today morning. I am suffering from fever, and also I have some cold, and that is why there is a problem in speaking today. So that is why this is a big problem for me today from morning. But even though I would like to have something to share with all of us. A few points I would like to highlight here. Very first point is, since cybercrime and cyber offenses, which has been very well described by Dr. Chola, and that is wonderful. Actually, I was not aware with such a components which has been explained by him. But second point is, if we see the cybercrime and cyber offenses in the framework of constitution and jurisprudence, this is the point which I am going to take up now. Constitutional and jurisprudential aspect of cybercrime and cyber offenses. If we see many of the paper presenter I have seen during the technical session, many of the paper presenters were there who have glanced their attention upon privacy. Someone tried to reflect the role of artificial intelligence upon cybercrime and cyberspace. And very well presentation was given by Dr. Lakshman Rawat, wherein he has very much explained the jurisprudential aspect of entire cybercrime and cyberspace. That was mind-blowing, I think. With this backdrop, I would like to share something so far as constitutional aspect of cybercrime and cyberspace is concerned. Since the area of privacy is still very clear in the constitutional framework. If we see Article 21 of the Indian Constitution only talks about right to life and personal liberty. And so far as substantive fundamental right which has been written in the Constitution, right to privacy ke liye, our fundamental right is still silent. Although there are too many judicial decisions started from Kharak Singh India to K.S. Puttaswamy. But even then, if you read the entire judgment, many component and many facets of right to privacy has been enumerated by the Supreme Court, which is very wide. So if we are going to reconcile these two concepts together, on the one hand, right to privacy, and on the other hand, cyber crime and cyberspace, then there are many things in academic field which is still to be done. And many effort is also required on the part of the legislature, executive and judiciary to do something, so that there must be a conclusion in this point. Although we cannot say conclusion, but we should at least come up with certain solution of the problem. So that is why, so far as constitutional reflection very wide, and we cannot confine ourselves within this framework, but we should think, being the academician, in such a wonderful session which has been organized by MIT University, by the organizers, particularly Dr. Vijay and Dr. Vartika ji. So this is very wonderful program which you have organized, and very burning topic you have selected, wherein very recent concept and recent development of law and traditional development of law very associated to each other. So very wonderful topic you have selected. So this is my one suggestion, so far as constitutional framework very wide. So we have to have a certain conclusion and reflection in this point with academic discussion and academic finding. Point number second, few research scholars who have presented their paper, and very importantly, they have explained the role of artificial intelligence upon cybercrime and cyberspace. So there I have seen one question which was in my mind, once we are playing with the artificial intelligence every here and there, the question is responsibility of artificial intelligence. So far as responsibility of either natural or juristic personality is concerned, law is very clear in this point. But so far as responsibility and liability over the artificial intelligence, even then we have many lacunas in our laws. What is the criminal responsibility? What is the civil responsibility? How jurisprudentially and constitutionally we can hold that AI responsible for commission of all these things? This is very gray area even still. So for that, we have to have a certain suggestion, we have to have certain output and input which must be given to the legislature and executive, so that certain solution and policies must be laid down by the state. Point number third, so far as jurisprudential aspect of entire cyber crime and cyber space is concerned, if we have a glance over too many schools of jurisprudence, and very rightly Dr. Lakshman Rawat has cited the concept of Hegel and Bentham, John Stuart Mill and other scholars, those thought process must be reconciled together with the very recent development of cybercrime and cyberspace, because every law should run with the jurisprudence and constitution only, constitution being the fundamental law and jurisprudence laid down the philosophy of each and every law. So कोई भी law isolation में नहीं होगा, including cyberspace and cybercrime. So very importantly, Dr. Lakshman Rawat has pointed out कि how we should reconcile the jurisprudential concept of construction, reconstruction and deconstruction with these cybercrime and cyberspaces. This is also a very good point he has raised, which is to be discussed by the academician, and upon which also we should have certain output which must be given to the executive and legislature. So this is what my take on in this point. I am not giving the solution to all these August gathering. I am only giving the certain pinpoints. These are the points upon which we all should think, and we should come up with certain writing, certain write-up, either article or books, and so that we can suggest the policy legislation to the existing government also come up with all these points. So with this note, I'm going to stop today with the permission of Dr. Vartika and Dr. Vijay.
So there is nothing that I can give a permission to, sir. You all are such eminent academicians. I'm very, very small in front of all of you. I would request Latesh sir to please add on a few points that he must.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you very much. So I would like to congratulate the whole team with the wholehearted effort in bringing up such a wonderful forum, connecting the young, energetic research scholars, bringing up their innovations or suggestions with respect to various vectors. That's really appreciable, and it's very commendable as well. Along with the session panelists, there were good couple of good papers, which they have predominantly done a wonderful job in acquiring the existing system, finding the loopholes of the system, and finding the gap analysis, how it can be further way forward, as the theme of the conference is very much connected. And I would like to offer my heartiest thanks to Dr. Chodaraja, who covered the perimeter of the system, how exactly one individual must be more responsible than relying blindly on it could be a judicial, it could be a law firm, it could be a country's policy or whatever. So these are some fundamental thinking that needs to be done as the theme of the conference is moving around, which basically interests to say way forward. So what exactly way forward is all about? So I would like to take only 2 minutes of time and then put forward my thoughts, and that should be always debated and discussed. So based on the concern, and these are my purely a personal suggestions. This is not specific to any person, technology, or the system, or the country in place. So when we look at the title of the conference, it basically says like we are looking way forward, specifically on cyber threat and security. So till date, like if you go back to Stone Ages, since then the attacks, the culprits, the compromisation, the breaches, the vulnerabilities were there. Today also they are there, and then going further, again it would be there. So I personally feel security is something like it's an ongoing activity. It's every second basis. It's every need basis. It's on dynamic basis. So until unless a system which is not matured by birth, any system, it could be a technology, it could be law, it could be anything which is surrounded, which is civics in place, when they're connected to more than one person in terms of communication, in terms of sharing information, in terms of doing any kind of transaction. So in those aspects, by the birth, till we say when it is rested, basically in terms of digitalization that we are talking about, why the sense and the feel of this crime is so high and touching the sky today, because anything that person or a human being does is very well revolved and connected to the digital acts, or probably the the digitizations of the systems and infrastructure that humans are connected around. So in that ground, so basically the person or the human beings are trying to embrace themselves into more the systematic approach. The more systematic approach the human beings are getting into, so it becomes very difficult for any organization or any country to cajole such a large scale of security or probably a legal system. So for that, so basically it has to be something like this. The first is the fundamental awareness. Let's say, as Professor Dr. Cholraj was mentioning, even a kid, right? When it starts the basic stuff, it reaches form. I suggest like when a kid is in warm, right? Again, we are depending on technology. You need some technology to, run through, scan through all these things, which was not there in the history, right? This just happened all of a sudden now. So why this? The dependency is creating more of an advantage for somebody. That is a fundamental factor. So now how do we remove these dependencies? So that's a big question. And this needs to be discussed. A lot of experts, lot of, subject matter thinking, social, welfareers. So these are the people, they should sit together, do a lot of analysis, and then they have to come with how it can be really controlled. Does it really be controlled, or can it be really mitigated? That's a different question altogether. The first fundamental thing is that a, a severe and a continuous awareness must be created across the country with all the stakeholders, whether directly or indirectly connected to the infrastructure. So the second thing, so as recently Professor um, Pramod Tiwari was talking about, many of the people were talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, and advanced deep neural networks, things like that. Yes, this is all there. This is all again created by us. This is not nature. This we created for ourselves, for our own conveniences. So if I give a wrong data set, my AI is compromised. There is an IoT car running on, I compromise the signal, the device is compromised. So end of the day, so how do we control all these things? For those, whenever we try to propose a new technology, we have to see the adverse effect of the technology rather than talking about the advantages of the technologies. So most of the time when a new technology comes, people talk about or the industry or the government or other any organization bodies would always emphasize on talking about the benefits that being induced to the community. But I personally feel when you're looking at the benefit, everything will have an adverse effect also. So let us start thinking about the adverse impact that we are running through. Based on that, the individual person will literally decide whether should I really use this or not. So that is the fundamental thinking that we have to have a practice in place. And going forward, like one good news that the world is witnessing that, even including India, hats off and heartily congratulations to our revered the Prime Minister Sri Modi ji, who has invested huge amount of funding on quantum computing. Quantum computing is the one which will be a big showstopper for cybers, especially for the hackers and the attackers. So this gonna change the entire world at the moment, but we don't know. But by the time the quantum starts growing up, there would be some possibilities up there, because the attackers are all the time smart and they are much, much more simple the way that we think. They are always very, very simple. So going forward, at least quantum is one hope of promise for the need of the hour, that it will protect the organizations or could be countries from these kind of the cyber threats and attacks. And I also personally feel the international collaborations among countries, like could be around out of 208 countries. If you look at the digitized countries, it's very, very less percentage in place. For, for namesake, everybody says that we are digitized, we have internet, we have technology, we can do transactions, we can do a satellite communication. All this is there, but are we really in basics? When some transaction goes fail, am I still able to communicate my customer in an immediate second? No, it is not still happening anywhere on the earth. We all claim that the technology is superpower. No, It's a big failure basically. So do we have a connections between the Interpol to NFSU, Ahmedabad, Goa, Tripura, whichever they are, Himachal Pradesh, Northern Pradesh? No, we don't have. So we are so disconnected. So until unless we are not connected on a global scale, for cloud services, we need everybody to be connected across the earth. But unfortunately, for technology or for the support, we are still not connected because the individual barriers, individual law systems, individual procedures that the country has, that we are not okay with. But country, as a technology partner, even India wants to connect to America, America wants to connect to Germany, Germany wants to connect to Pakistan. So look at the way that we have, we start or tied ourselves to the technologies that we are running through. Basically, the CERTs or the NISTs or CVS scores must be connected across the globe. That has to make much more stronger collaboration, and there has to be a rapid team which has to work all the time, especially on these collaborations. So with this, I would like to conclude my suggestions and inputs. These suggestions are to be much more edited, probably enumerated by the rest of the panels. Thank you, one and all, for this session.
Thank you so much, sir. Pramod sir, Chola sir, anything that you want to add?
Yes, ma'am. Really, Latesh, sir, like, you find out the truth is that we have that impact about the technology, but when it comes to that remote area, the technology particularly not able to reachable. That's very very important issues there. We start found out, and look at that even the developed countries, and even they also facing the same problem. But in India, sir rightly mentioned that particular Latesh sir, he mentioned that Himachal Pradesh, Tripura, Seven Sister States. It's the truth. We want to accept that. Once the failure happen, any transaction, the mentally, the cruelty, the painful, the agony, even that might be 10 rupees or maybe, whether Paytm or the GP or whatever that is. Now, even that India try to make it clarify about these issues. For example, India and Singapore, we try to make it UPI payment also. When we consider about the transporter transaction through the technology, yes, we are developing till the date, but we are not say that yes, we had the enough mechanism to protection and the prevention regarding the issues against the cyber crimes. And the same manner, and I want to pinpoint one more that also, Latesha, he tried to find out the reality of the check, particularly we said that we are impact that made in the technology. If you look at the education right there, the education, the Kerala, the school education reaches 100%, particularly the school education, not entirely the college education, other thing. So look at this all over the India. Is it possible the same way we have the education? When we are not having the same 100% education, how are we technologically educated? How do we translate that? Till now, whether you believe it or not, even my mother cannot make a call to me, and she will call someone, please dial my son. How we will go to remove this barrier. We that's really absolutely like Sar was roaming here, I think. So the peace place, what exactly that, particularly when he mentioned about the Himachal Pradesh, whether it is Chamba district or whether it's a Kappa district, to go there, and some places there is no network also. The cloud store is something different and the network technology is something different. It's really appreciate to sir, and I'm also welcoming that I agreed 100%. There is no any other thing. Then I will come to against that our my colleague, my friend, my brother, my well-wisher, Pramod Tiwari sir. He find out that what exactly the constitutional aspect of that cyber crime and cyber check and cyber security are all those things. I agree 100%. Reason that constitution is very very vast. It is not specially or technically anywhere it is not mentioned that, but the security aspect, the crime aspect again, we know the general principle of that, and we should make it some constitutional provision if it is possible that we know that Treya single case, what exactly happened, the right to fundamental speech related, again right to Putusami case, what exactly that, and again the FANG related, and again the copyright related registration, again the traditional related technological related aspect of that. It's entirely different aspect there. That is why the panel discussion bring out more different kind of that, and the definition aspect also he found out particularly that the person does how they viewed about that. That also I appreciate that. If I want to mention that I made while delivering that, I mentioned 27. No, it's not exactly 27. It's a 24 items. What exactly cyber crime? It is defined in the government of the MIT website also, and it's mentioned that one by one, and they have that like a cartoon picture wise also, the handbook of awareness book also available in the cybercrime report website also, the bureau report website also. And everyone want to at least, we should. For example, government cannot do alone. And the volunteers, like our seminar, like our awareness program, we should make it to many more things to creating the awareness. The same and the legal education, so that the technology education also we want to make it through the society, through the NGOs. We should make it awareness for the common people, elderly people also, because they are more victim. But I cannot say that that educated, uneducated people is more victim that regarding the gaming we might be knowing that what exactly online game is going there, how many people suicide that, and that result is sometimes declaring that the website is not properly showing there. When they want to download the mark sheet, sometimes will take delay. And many people when they go to use the same website, then the website also hacked there, and many issues is there. That's the reality. We can have the impact. What exactly pros and cons when we make it a measurement? I agreed, Dr. Latesh sir and Pramod ji regarding the contribution aspect also. Thank you so much, Ortika ji and Steve sir, and all the opportunities. I have the class also. Can I left? Then I can join in between, if you don't mind.
Sure, sir. Sure. Why not? Please.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was really nice having you. It was an honor, sir, that you were one of the panelists with us, and all of you have made us come to a conclusion in this conference and gave such a wonderful addresses to the people. I think that everyone would have been immensely benefited by the knowledge and the things that you have shared regarding this thing. Thank you so very much, sir. Thanks a lot. Pramod sir, Latesh sir, we have certain questions from the audience. If you people are all right, me sharing those questions with you.
Yes, Vartika ma'am, before inviting the question, let me have few lines. Actually, Chola Raja has given very wonderful suggestion just now. So far as education and the standard of education and quantum of education is concerned, he has very rightly explained, unless and until we are very much literate, how come we can imagine that literacy in technology, etc., is also expected. So this is very good thing. So 100% is not expected always, but at least educational standards should be extended so that we can expect that case technology awareness is also there to the people. Very good point. And Dr. Tesh has given the contribution of today's government, Mr. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, for the development of all these things. He let us aware, yes, this is the effort which has been made by the government of India. Thank you, Dr. Latesh, for this thing. Very wonderful inputs which has been given by the expert. I am really very benefited by all these inputs which have been given by my colleague and my friend Chola and Dr. Latesh. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, sir. So should I invite the questions?
Yes, sure, ma'am.
So the first question that we have received is, what in your opinion regarding the effectiveness of the IT Act in fighting cyber crimes in India?
Question has been asked to me, ma'am.
So any one of you can answer, or Latesh sir, whatsoever you people are comfortable in.
So far as effectiveness, I think, as per my limited knowledge, although I am not the student of information technology, I'm teaching the contract and the constitutional law code of civil procedure. But little bit, I have read the information technology also in constitutional perspective and also in contract little bit. I'm touching the provision of information technology. So very wonderful legislation, no doubt about that. And the controversial points which were there has been challenged. The constitutionality of those controversial provision has already been challenged. We all are might knowing the Shreya Singhal and other judgments, wherein the few section of IT Act has been challenged and which has been declared by the Supreme Court and null and void. Apart from that, the means the emerging trend of cyber crime and cyber offenses could deal करने के लिए the provision of IT Act is more or less sufficient. But we cannot say, this is the means absolute legislation on the basis of which we can say that, each and every problem of information technology means cyber crime and cyber space has been tackled by. So this is what my take on in this point. Otherwise, I think Dr. Chola is want to add something.
Thank you, Pramod ji. I agreed what exactly Sir said. That the question, also it's like an open question only. What I want to feel that We might be knowing that we have an adversarial system, CRPC, the procedure criminal aspect and the civil procedure aspect. Both the laws also, along with, for example, if you are in the corporate sector and if you want to log some website, then you can use this interim order, Jandio order. And the same manner, if you look at this Indian Evidence Act, electronics evidence related section 65A and 65B, also we added that. And Shreya Singh also, it's unconstitutional. We mentioned that they again we updated about that, what exactly that, electronics mean, and the evidence data computer then system, and all those things also. That what I want to conclude it is here in the question answer is that yes, we are in the beginning stage, and we are reaching to that. If you look at this, the latest data protection related act also, that then again personal data related, then again that European Union convention also, then ancestral model also. The technological developed countries, they're updating very easily, but in India we know that the registered system and how to make the bill and formulation. That is why we are facing a lot of challenges. And
So you're not audible. Um, so you're not audible.
I think some network problem is there, man.
Yes. Latesh sir, would you like to add anything into this question?
Just a quick thought. I wholeheartedly agree with Dr. Pramod's thought. And as Dr. Chola was mentioning, um, anything that is in continuous process, it is very difficult to have a boundary-based, a fixed act at a moment. We had Windows, now we have servers. Tomorrow it will be like Kubernetes. I don't know what is there tomorrow, day after tomorrow. It is very difficult for any country or an organization or probably a technology-based Senate or forums to curbing what kind of an act needs to be placed, because the user and the environment demands in the time basis. It's the only thing that what we have currently that needs to be taken care to the most nano level, which should not be ignored at even a point of time. Only on those grounds, every country at the moment, they are putting their best to bring down a barrier where they would at least see how the community and the technology are being very well synergized with not of much of a loopholes and breaches. In spite of that, being we community expecting the protocols, acts, rules, we have to ensure, we have to mind that we are the one who break it. So I suggest, rather thinking of breaking it, let us follow it. If everything goes in follow phase, I don't think so much of a security acts are required. So that's my thought, however.
All right. So we have one more question. It says that the internet plays a high role in the development of a new generation. Do you think that cybercrime affects the psychology of the internet users?
Not at all. Sorry, Dr. Pramod, I would like to answer this quickly because this is quite
Dr.
connected to my daily activity. I'm sorry for that.
Sure,
Not
please,
at all.
please, yes.
Not
Please,
at all.
please
right?
go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So you be much before internet. So do we think we did not had any sort of information breaches? Some postman used to come. I personally have done it because my scorecards were very less. And I asked the postman not to post it. Did I not breach it? So the breaches will always be there. So we have to look at the positive side of the way that we are being connected. And when we are getting connected to the next generation or in the future generation, so probably going further, I feel like as of now, we have computers who can just make some communication, whichever the form that could be. It could be through digital means or non-digital means, or could be a non-sat or non-sat means. The question is, right, the next generation would really witness much more advanced internet services, which could really feel with one of the recent inventions that we have gone through with Cisco is like everybody would have noticed by now, right? You will literally see like you're going to touch the other person who's on the screen or something like that. So having said so, right? The internet is not the base minimum or bare minimum for this culprit activity. It is trying to help you to the upliftment. So now up to the user or up to the system which uses this technology to the next generation should also come with some insulators, which helps with the growing in pace, right? So how we can really protect these environments? So we cannot stop anything because it's uncontrollable now. It has become a part and parcel of life. So I suggest these things must continue, but the way that we are looking at to enjoy the services along the side, the stride and pride of the country in protecting the individualness when we are very much alert and care about the services that are being used. So that's how I think. So I would like to take much more suggestion from Professor.
Absolutely right, sir. Absolutely right. Vartika, ma'am, any more question? Dr. Vartika.
Sir, it was a call from Chola Raja sir, and he was apologizing that actually he had a class and also he got disconnected due to some technical issues. So he was apologizing to both of you that he had to leave in the middle. Other than that, sir, I have one more question. I think this is the last one. It says that, will you say that the Indian cyber laws are effective in providing proper cyber securities needed in the present time?
Same answer, ma'am. Same answer. Actually, we are talking about many laws are there, but even we need certain other policies and protections, executive order, legislative direction, judicial pronouncement. All these things has already been said. So, although we have the legal framework, we have the legal provisions, and legal provisions are talking about cyber crime and cyber offenses. Remedy has also been provided over there, but even then, there are certain changes are required and certain addition and deletion is required. तो sufficient है, इसमें कोई बात नहीं है जो पूछ रहे हैं क्वेश्चन, but even then many addition and many means other components are required. This is what the answer of this question.
Yes.
Absolutely, Professor. Let's say the gentleman, he or she was asked this question. For them, like I have another counter asking, saying that, so which is the most populated country on the earth? China or India? India. Do we have one cases that we have heard, any sort of breaches or attacks cases that we have heard from China? We never get information, right? If you look at the biggest countries, the most climate developed countries, even they are also gone through these breaches. Recently, IBM is one of the US most strongest cybersecurity company, has lost 30,000 employees KYC. The question is, right, India is such being, we claim that rest of the world, though very competitive to us, they always claim that India is a developing country. Okay, we agree. Say, mante hum log, we are still developing. Question is, the most populated internet, the most driven by technology, is the only country is that India. We have to be very, very happy on that context. Having said so, if you look at the Gantt chart or the total statistics, the cyber cases that India is coming with, if you compare with Pakistan, Russia, Israel, or any other subcoordinate or the east coast of the European countries, we are way, way better. Meaning, with less literacy in place, with more technology in place. So who's doing good? We are much more doing good. That could be one of the essence that the acts that we are running through are probably the technology awareness that we are on a day basis we are going through. So on that ground, I think at the moment, yes, India has sufficient cyber laws or acts or whatever at par with any other country. But the question is the way that India is rising up, in surging up, adopting the new things. Yes, in future it will be very, very challenging. That's for sure. Thank you.
I'm quite sure the people who are asking these questions will be immensely benefited by these answers, because these are such interesting topics that we are discussing today, that it is going to really benefit people's day-to-day life while they're using the internet. They will be more aware as to how they have to be very secure, they have to be cautious about certain things, and they have to be very, very upfront related to the crimes that are happening with them. I'm quite sure that everyone is benefited. Yes. So last question that we have received is, how can we prevent cyber crime? Because main issue is jurisdiction. So please give a suggestion of cyber jurisdiction. Obviously, so even I feel this, recently I had a situation to handle in which financial fraud was taking place in Delhi. And we could actually see in the account of that particular victim that the amount was declining every second. And the place which was tracked by the police, that it took place by actually from where the crime was happening, was in West Bengal. And when the police reached West Bengal, it was already 3 days. So the jurisdiction is actually very, very important aspect when we talk about catching the cyber criminals and trying to provide the cyber securities to the victim. So, sir, please, if you please enlighten us regarding this.
Yes, ma'am. Very good question, as it was by Shobha, perhaps. Shobha was one of the attendee. So very good question has been asked. Actually, if we have a glance over Code of Civil Procedure, there we have the definite provision regarding jurisdiction of civil code, which talks about rule of lex suitus and rule of residence. If we talk about, and we have a glance over provision of Code of Criminal Procedure, there also we have section 177 onwards, wherein jurisdiction of criminal court has very definitely been coded by the Code of Criminal Procedure. But so far as jurisdiction for cyber crimes and all these things are concerned, we have very scattered provision, because we cannot identify where particular offense has been committed, and at the same time how many places has been attracted. Then question is police ka jurisdiction, magistrate ka jurisdiction, and other controlling mechanism which has been framed by the legislation. कहाँ पे और किसको पकड़ेंगे? तो these are the very gray area wherein still many work is to be done by the legislature. एंड इसके लिए हम लोगों को डेफिनेट लेजिस्लेशन इज रिक्वायर्ड, जुरिस्डिक्शन के लिए डेफिनेट फार्मूला इज रिक्वायर्ड सो फार एज क्राइम, साइबर क्राइम एंड साइबर स्पेस इज कंसर्न्ड. वेरी ग्रे एरिया एंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन हैज बीन आस्क्ड. दिस इज रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. जुरिस्डिक्शनल इशू इज अ बिग प्रॉब्लम सो फार एज साइबर क्राइम एंड साइबर स्पेस. But even then, like code of criminal procedure, we are having now the concept of continuing offense. If continuing offense has been committed, then anywhere where first time the offense has been identified, that particular forum has jurisdiction to take up the matter. So similarly, we may cope up with the problem today unless and until there is definite legislation in this point. We should have thought of continuing offense regarding cyber crime and cyber space, and with that line only we should confer this jurisdiction to all those courts wherein this crime has been taken place. So this is not required always ki firstly were taken place, lastly were taken place, or continuously were taken place. Anywhere where this crime has taken place, that court should have the jurisdiction to take up the matter. That is what the solution for today's problem. But still then definite legislation in this point is required at par with Code of Civil and Code of Criminal Procedure. This is what my answer for this question. Thank you.
Yes, since Professor has answered very specifically, because that is in the segment of jurisdiction and a law in place. I'm not a law expert, but I personally feel I would like to just put on one thought to the process, that to this wonderful lady, that she has had this kind of an IQ of thinking why there has to be jurisdiction on why it should not be. It's really a noble thought of thinking. The question is, right, when we are communicating data, or when transactions are happening, right, they are not biased by any state or country or barrier or fence or limits, right? That they are just happening on wire, and they should be happening on satellite. And there could be some means of, a wired or non-wired communication which is placed across India, like 25 lakh kilometers of fiber connections are being established. The only country to do on the earth. There's no other country has such a lovely, infrastructure that is being placed for doing communication. When we have this kind of non-barrier state to state or state country to country communication. So I personally think, why is that we should have a jurisdiction limit? When we're making a transaction, there are no limitations. When something happens, why is that we have to have limitations? It has to be quite open. For that, as Professor was mentioning, we need to have a special codes or special system which should not have any barriers. Because I cannot say that the transaction, as Ms. Vatika, you're mentioning, one of the transactions through BART, it would be driven by West Bengal and it would be happening somewhere in Jharkhand. So the BART control does it. Nobody will ever come to know. But when you track it and do an investigation, when you do the postmortem, then you'll find it, oh, this is not from West Bengal, it is from somebody else. So this is a situation. So if that is a situation, why is that we are restricting ourselves to a particular place or a region when it is global or when it is across the country? So question is, the moment we identify the root cause or the RCA, which we call it a root cause analysis of the specific instance to be done, and it has to be very much flexible with all the non-barrier systems. So then probably it will really help us to counter people very quickly, and then the number of instances can be curbed. Thank you.
Yes, sir, for sure. Sir, I have done a little research in cyber crimes and psychological intimidation, and I'm about to submit my PhD also, and I'm also doing the
Best
research on
wishes.
the topic.
Best wishes.
Most welcome. Thank you so much, sir. I had a certain ideas regarding why is there a lack of certain understanding between the users and the internet providers. So I raised a question to some other academicians also, and I also want to raise the same in front of both of you. So the internet in the cyber world is getting technologically advanced day by day. So do you think that the judicial trends in India are ready to deal with it? And if so, then what is the reason behind the lack of the link between the internet and cyber users and the cyber security providers? So please suggest.
This question itself is like sort of a research statement which covers a big hypothesis, to be honest. So that's how it works. So well, I would like to, if respected Professor Dr. Pramod, if you would like to add some thoughts, I would leave the stage open to you, and then I will gonna add on the technology perspective.
Yes, Dr. Latesh, very good. Dr. Vatika is pursuing PhD in the same point, and this is what the gray area for which she has taken this topic. So actually, this is gray area, no? That is why it is to be answered by her only in her PhD thesis, I think. Because it needs very effort in research only, and then only this problem may be solved. Ma'am, this is my request to you to solve this problem through your suggestion and inputs in your research work. No, as this is a big problem. User on the one hand, and the controlling authorities on the other, who are regulating on the one hand, and who are using on the other, to whom we can held responsible and up to what extent. This is a very big problem. And since your research in this topic, I am very wondering in this point. Yes, very good topic of research you have taken. So my best wishes to you. Please come up with certain solutions.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I am going to try my level best to do so, sir. Really
Okay.
try.
उससे हम लोग को भी benefit होगा, मैम, उससे हम लोग को भी benefit होगा.
सही में, एकदम सही में. So I just wanted to give one small input that would help you to come up with your a wonderful research statement. We heard about the antiviruses, right? Everybody strongly depends on antiviruses. Let's say you have bought a new computer, you have installed your antivirus. Then let's say I'm being a good friend to you. I would say, hey, Vatika, can you please borrow me the antivirus program that you bought? Then with no hesitations, being a friend, you would hand the CD to me. Now I'm going to install again, and I will also connect. For both of us, the antivirus works. Both of us, like, we feel the viruses have been controlled, filtrated, infiltrated, mitigated. Question is, who is protecting us? To be honest, nobody is protecting that. The fundamental property is this is not on any, no offense on any big organizations which are trying to bring in a lot of value addition to the technology, but the core, the naked truth is that the people who build system who are also compromising system. This is the fundamental checkpoint that everybody is going through. Why? Basically, when an antivirus program, when you have installed it, the license is already accepted. Why did it allow me to install? Question is, the moment when I install it, okay, there is something called NIS, Network Information Servers, which will enable my port and connect to their server for auto update. Now, what the antivirus manufacturing company would think, because the licenses you have already registered, you are the genuine authenticated purchaser, and I have not purchased it. So now what I do, I become a breach for them, and they attack my system because I have compromised it. So like this, there are plenty of cases which could not be, on a recording based system, we could not be able to, talk or vocal or voice out stuff. Basically, anything that we say protection, most of the time the protections are being, they themselves compromised. As somebody was talking about ransom, Shubham, some research scholar was talking about on ransom. Now there is a big deal of business, which is much bigger than medical mafia, saying that, let's say your infrastructure is compromised using some ransomware. Now I am a ransom dealer. Now I'd come to you saying that, okay, this time you please give me this much of penalty or something like that. So I'm gonna help you to bring up all your infrastructure up and with your data back in place. Now, that's what is that we are trying to do. When something wrong has happened, you are trying to support the wrong. So this kind of activities, who does? That same old company, they have their own network in place. So I suggest it's about, just like the Indian defense system is going on, no matter whatever the hardware you get in, whatever the software that you get in, you need to have your own internal system. That's why the making concept by Prime Minister Modi is most commendable and appreciated on the earth, is that every country should have their own system. There are now internal proprietary environment where you can completely trust and rely on. If you, anytime when we depend on somebody, the protection will also becomes unprotected. So that's how the fundamental questioning that comes on system.
I'm getting so many points for my PhD now.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Pramod sir, anything that you wish to add? Pramod sir?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for all these inputs which has been given by Dr. Latesh. Very wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pramod sir. Thank you so much, Latesh sir. It was a very, very enlightening session, and I'm quite sure everyone who's attending the whole session will be really, really appreciating the whole session and the things that they have came to know today. I would request our Devanshi, are you there? I would request the anchors to please take over the session.
Ma'am, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible and visible.
All right, ma'am. So we have come to the conclusion of the conference. It was indeed a brilliant 2 days of conference, and the agenda which we discussed for the conference was the emerging threats of cybersecurities and cybercrimes ways forward. We discussed various things in the panel session, and they were discussed by the panelists. And I would also like to submit a few points regarding the same. So it was discussed in the panel session about the constitutional and jurisprudential aspect of cybercrimes and cybersecurities in today's era, and also in not only in today's era but also in the Stone Age era. There were points regarding right to privacy, which was discussed. AI in cybercrime was discussed, dark web was discussed, and also technological development in the cybercrimes, things related to antiviruses. So it was basically an enlightening session for not only the participants but also all the attendees and the people joined here in the session. So coming to the end of the conference, thank you so much to everybody who has joined in for 2 days of this conference. I, on behalf of Amity University, Madhya Pradesh, congratulate to all the participants and extend my warm regards to everybody else. Thank you so much for joining me. Regards.
Pramod sir, Latesh sir, I really extend my warm regards to both of you and thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining the session. Pramod sir, you took out so valuable time out of your schedule. Thank you so much. Even indeed, you were quite not well. Still, you joined, and Latesh sir, you are joined from Florida, and it is absolutely midnight there, and you still keeping up for us. Thank you so very much for being here. And I hope that we are going to be associated for our future endeavors as well. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much, both of you. Thank you so much, sir.
thank you, ma'am. And
Thank you
indeed,
very
this
much.
is a wonderful opportunity for us also, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much, sir.
Thank you. It was really nice meeting Professor Dr. Tiwari. And so though it was not now offline meeting, but I really enjoyed talking to you and amazing, the law-based content that you shared across that would really help us, the research scholars. Looking forward such more meetings where we probably
Sure,
help
sure,
each other
sure.
and then connect more. Thank you
Sure.
very
Same
much.
here, Dr. Latesh. Same here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, both of you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
I also would like to request all the participants to please be in the validatory session as well. It will start from 3:30 onwards.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.